to Hinduism if this question is asked. Today we are all able to understand our scriptures, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, etc. If we are able to understand it clearly, it is only because of Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya's commentary. Bhagavan has made it so clear that even a layman is able to understand the scriptures. So now I will give you in just what our scriptures say. What is the essence of the Upanishads? I have been given 15 minutes. The essence of our scripture is Tat Tvam Asi. Dear one, you are infinite, you are immortal, you are infinite bliss, you are perfection absolute, you are God Himself. This is the message. Another Mahavakya is Aham Brahmasmi. I am infinite, perfect, immortal, blissful. There is nothing imperfect in me. My very essence is Bhagavan Himself. Now naturally a question may come. If I am infinite bliss, if I am such an Ananda, why is it that I am not experiencing that bliss? So therefore, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is Adhyasa Bhashya. So first of all, we have to understand one theory. And the theory is called identification theory. What is identification theory? When entity A identifies with entity B, the properties of B appear to be the properties of A. When entity A identifies with entity B, the properties of B appear to be the properties of A. One simple example will make it clear. So you all have the experience of watching movies in the movie theater. So what happens in the movie theater? As the movie unfolds, slowly we get completely absorbed in the movie. We forget ourselves. We get identified with the characters of the movie. And then what happens? A time comes when movie happening becomes real happening. Movie story becomes real story. Characters become real characters. And I get so identified that, let us say, if I am identified with the hero, if the hero is crying, I am crying. If the hero is happy, I am happy. If the hero is miserable, I am miserable. This is called as identification. When entity A, myself, identifies with entity B, the film character, the properties of B, meaning the hero, becomes as though the properties of A, myself. So when hero is crying, I am crying. When hero is happy, I am happy. Now why am I crying in the movie theater? Not because of my problem, but because of the illusory problems of an illusory character. Isn't it? So if I have to put an end to my sorrow in the film theater, what should I do? The problem was created by identification, so then the solution is disidentification. Disidentify from what you are not, identify with what you are. This is all we need to do. If this example has been understood, you have understood the entire Vedanta, entire Upanishads. In Upanishads also we speak about two entities. What are the two entities? Number one, consciousness. Number two, matter. In some places, consciousness is called Brahman, matter is called Maya. In some places, consciousness is called Atma, then matter is called Anatma. Various names are given, but only there are two entities, consciousness and matter. Consciousness is sometimes called Chaitanya, then matter is called Jada. Consciousness is sometimes called drik, then matter is called drishya. So many different terms. Consciousness is sometimes called purusha, then matter is called prakriti. So what is the definition of matter? Anything made of 5 elements is matter. What are the 5 elements? Akasha, space. Vayu, air. Then Agni, fire. Then Jala, water. And the 5th one, Prithvi, earth. These are the 5 elements. Anything made of 5 elements is called matter. So what all comes under matter? The whole world that we see is matter. Come one step inside. What about the physical body? This body is nourished by food. Food is nothing but matter. So therefore the physical body is also matter. What about the mind? Mind is also matter, because if you don't eat food for 1 or 2 days, mind starts becoming quiet. That means mind is gaining its nourishment from food. So the world is matter, body is matter, mind is also matter. There is only one thing which is not matter, and that is consciousness. And who is that consciousness? Vedanta says, Tat Tvamasi, you are that. And what is the nature of consciousness? It is Sat, Chit, Anand. Sat means existence, absolute existence, independent existence, existence which can never become non-existent, meaning immortal. Sat also means ultimate truth. Chit means consciousness, that awareness in me because of which I am aware of the world, because of which I am aware of my thoughts. Chit. Anand. Anand means infinite bliss, peace, contentment, fulfillment, whatever the name may be. So what is my nature? I am such Anand. Infinite perfection is my nature, infinite bliss is my nature. But what is the mistake that I have done? Instead of identifying myself with this infinite consciousness, where is my identification? My identification is with the limited, imperfect body. So what does the theory say? When you identify with something, you will start experiencing the properties of that thing. So now, when my identification is with a limited body, what will be my experience? Limitation will be my experience. When my identification is with the imperfect body, what will be my experience? Imperfection will be my experience. Remember, every body is limited. Every body is imperfect. That body has got so many limitations. Now when I identify myself with that imperfect body, I start experiencing imperfection. What is the biography of everybody? Bhagavan Shankara says, Asti, Jayate, Vardhate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyate. These are the 6-fold modifications. Asti, it exists in the womb of the mother. Jayate, it is born from the womb. Vardhate, it grows. Viparinamate, matures. Apakshiyate, it decays. Vinashyate, it dies. These are the modifications of any body. So then, when I start identifying myself with this imperfect body, I start experiencing imperfection. What is my true nature? Perfection is my true nature. But because of my identification with the body, I start experiencing imperfection. Now, can I be happy with imperfection? Never, because perfection is my nature. Existence is my nature. I can never accept non-existence as my nature. That is why every one of us, we don't want to die. We want to exist forever and ever and ever. Where did this desire for existence come from? It has come because it is our nature. We all want to be happy. We all want to be contented, fulfilled, peaceful. Where did this desire for happiness come from? This desire has come because Ananda is our nature. So all of us helplessly we will desire these 2 things. Number 1, security. Number 2, peace. And what is the direction in which we are going? We are trying to gain this security from the outer world through the sense objects. Our scripture says, don't do that. It is your nature. So the only thing you need to do in life is one, try to know yourself who you are. So what is the thing to be done? Disidentify from what you are not, identify with what you are. That's all what you need to do. And this forms the basis of all meditation. What is the purpose of meditation? The purpose of meditation is only one: know yourself as you are. This is the message of Bhagavad Gita, this is the message of Upanishads, this is the message of all the scriptures. You don't have to create perfection, you are already perfect. Just know that you are already perfect. And how to know it? Detach from what you are not and attach to what you are. Exactly like in the movie theater, you are crying because the hero is crying. What is the solution there? The solution is only one: stop paying attention to the movie. Withdraw your attention from the movie. Take out your mobile phone. Start playing some video games. All your sorrows will be over. Yes or no? So in the same way, this is all you need to do in real life also. Try to know who you are. Try to abide in consciousness. More and more you start paying attention to consciousness, you start experiencing the perfection of consciousness. You start experiencing bliss, joy, because that is your nature. That's all you need to do. And then when you come to know who you are, then all the miseries, all the sorrows, all the worries and anxieties will come to an end. So at the seat of meditation, this is all what you need to do. When you sit with closed eyes, you will find two entities. What are the two entities? Number one, the thoughts which flow in your mind. And number two, the witness in you, the witnessing consciousness in you, the awareness in you, which is aware of these flowing thoughts. So what are you supposed to do at the seat of meditation? Pay attention to these thoughts. Don't identify with these thoughts. Just watch these thoughts. Witness these thoughts. All these thoughts are generally worldly thoughts. So what happens when you start identifying with the worldly thoughts? The law in meditation is this: identify with the thoughts and the thoughts multiply. Witness the thoughts and the thoughts die. This is the law. So when the worldly thoughts come in your mind, just witness it. Witnessing means what? You are paying attention to the witnessing consciousness. Remember, at the seat of meditation, there are two things. One is witness, the other is thoughts. Thoughts represent the world, witnessing consciousness represents God. So at the seat of meditation, the question is, whom do you want? Do you want the world or do you want God? If you want the world, you will automatically get identified with the thoughts, get carried away by the thoughts. And this is what is called as the wandering mind. This is one of the major obstacles in meditation. Wandering mind. It's called the vikshepa. So at the seat of meditation, what are you supposed to do? Just witness the thoughts. Hold on to that consciousness. It is God Himself. Then what happens? As you abide in this consciousness, all the thoughts die down. And finally what remains is only consciousness. And this consciousness is Bhagavan Himself. So what is Ishwar Darshanam? Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, Ishwar Darshanam is nothing but Atma Darshanam. Abiding in the self itself is a vision of God. You are already that. You don't have to create anything. You don't have to gain anything which is already there. You have to just pay attention to it. That's all. The whole of meditation is this. Pay attention to your own true nature. And when your attention goes to this consciousness, you experience infinite bliss. You come to know that this consciousness has no death at all. Body will decay and die, but this consciousness is immortal. And this knowledge is the one solution for all problems in the society. The moment I know that I am consciousness, when I look at others, what will I see? I will see the very same consciousness in others. Yes or no? So what happens is there is vision of oneness. And from vision of oneness comes love. All the noble virtues comes from this vision of oneness. Whenever I find that all of these people, they are myself. It is like the essence in me is consciousness, the essence in everyone is consciousness, so we are all one. From this vision of oneness comes this famous, verse, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. You see, what a beautiful culture we have. So the basis is this knowledge, the knowledge of the scripture, that consciousness is my nature, infinity is my nature. So therefore, the only thing which I need to do in life is one. What is it? Let me know myself as I am. But to do this meditation, the necessary condition is I must have a pure mind. a mind filled with noble virtues, a mind filled with devotion. So therefore, the purpose of karma, Bhagavan Shankara says, all our duties and responsibilities is only for one thing, that is to purify the mind. Because only with a pure mind you can gain this knowledge. And how to purify the mind? Or rather, what is the definition of a pure mind? Definition of pure mind is a mind which is filled with noble virtues, humility, compassion, forgiveness, all those noble virtues, when we cultivate in our mind, that mind becomes a pure mind. And such a pure mind becomes qualified to do the highest meditation. So therefore, when we live our life, performing all our duties and responsibilities as a worship of the Lord, for the welfare of all, sacrificing the individuality for the welfare of the totality, without ego and egocentric desires. When we perform our duties this way, the mind becomes pure, and such a pure mind becomes fit to meditate upon the highest. And when we meditate upon the highest, we come to know the greatest truth, that what is the greatest truth? Aham Brahma Asmi. That is the greatest fulfillment. And then after that, we live in this world out of fulfillment. We don't live in this world for happiness, we live in this world out of happiness. This itself is the purpose of life, and this is what Bhagavan Shankara through various commentaries he is trying to point out. So if there is one solution for all the problems in the modern world, in the society, it is this. What is it? Knowledge of our scriptures. So in this sense, I sincerely invoke the grace of the Lord, the blessings of the entire Guru Parampara. May we all gain this knowledge, attain that peace, and may we all become messengers of peace. Thank you. Hari Om.